So I want to be assured, Madam Speaker, that you are not going to surrender us like last time to be beaten by SFC.
Yes, today when the UPDF Act was being passed, or when it was in the process of being passed on the floor of Parliament, Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA cautioned the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Tamong, not to allow this sermon in Parliament, not to allow armed forces and other bad human behaviors to happen on the floor. And for me, I think this was a good gesture, because we all know that the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Tamong, is the most partisan Speaker of Parliament ever since we got independence. Is the most weakest Speaker of Parliament from East and Central Europe and some parts of Asia. Is the most incompetent Speaker of Parliament who subjugated the August House to be taken to the executive, which is not supposed to be. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA came out to caution the Speaker to follow the rules of procedure and the Constitution so that he cannot degenerate. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the caution which was made by Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA is one of the good legislators on the opposition side. There's no doubt, even if you don't like him. Coming out to caution the Speaker, we have history where the Speaker of Parliament has aided and abated crime on the floor. We remember the age limit. Armed forces came on the floor of Parliament. The Speaker at first denied, but when they were campaigning for the speakership in the next Parliament that followed, the Speaker of Parliament came out to say that he helped General 7 to remove the age limit. So he knew about what was happening in Parliament. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA, and I think that was Kadag. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA coming out to caution the current Speaker, it cannot be taken in isolation, because Uganda is Uganda. Uganda disregards the rule of law when General 7 wants something. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA cautioning Anita Among, he had a point here. In fact, I want to play a tape when Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA was cautioning the Speaker, Anita Among, so that we can proceed. Here's the tape.
So I want to be assured, Madam Speaker, that you are not going to surrender us like last time to be beaten by SFC.
How did I surrender you?
We are under you. We thought you will not allow that rights are switched off, that an unknown...
That is Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA had a point. In fact, when he was still speaking, the Speaker of Parliament cut him short. One of the weakest points of the Speaker of Parliament is when a member of Parliament raises up and to raise something which is not comfortable with, he cuts him short. He cuts him or her short. That's the weakness. I've followed very many parliaments. Even if a member is raising something you don't like, you must first leave him to speak until his time erupts, then rule him wrong or right. But the tendency of cutting members of Parliament short is one of the weakest. Antamung has many weakest points, but it's one of them. Okay? In fact, Honorable Speaker said this to SSEMUJJU. Here's the tape.
Honorable, you mean you've reduced me to that level of switching on and switching off lights? Huh?
Madam Speaker, I thought you as a Speaker...
I will always protect my members. I will protect my members. Next item.
That is the Speaker of Parliament. But unless Ugandans are so forgetful, we've seen people attacking Parliament, removing electricities. Not far away, when the Coffee Amendment Bill was passing on the floor of Parliament, opposition members had put up a spirited fight on the floor. They removed electricities on the floor. Members of Parliament were beaten up. And it was under the pretendership of Anita Among. Now he's coming out to say that he protects his members. In fact, let me remind you what happened on the floor. Here's the tape.
Members don't move. Members don't move. Members this time.
No.
That is when they were beating people when the Kofi Amene bill was passing. So the Speaker of Parliament cannot come out to say that he's protecting his members of Parliament. No report was written about this so that it can be read on the floor. Okay, members of Parliament were not told as to why electricity was switched off. That has never happened in the history of the legislature, where when you are going to pass a controversial bill and the electricity is removed and members of Parliament are beaten. And the Speaker of Parliament wants to play to the gallery that he protects members of Parliament. That cannot be. Okay? In all measurements, Anita Among has some by their great strength, but on the account of deliberating and leading the August House, I give him 10% because he has failed on each and every attribute. And as we go on, it's going to become even more worse because Anita Among is sanctioned by the Americans and the European countries. And he fears that he can be taken to jail. So he will do anything outside the constitution to enable General Museveni's rule. He doesn't have any power of independence based on what he faces. We all know that even the corruption saga and the flow of Parliament, giving herself 3 billion to his radio station. So he fears that even the system can turn against us. So he will do anything to please the system. And that is the one of the part that shows the Parliament will be a rubber stamp for as long as General Museveni is alive, because he's holding even the Speaker of Parliament a ransom for those many things. If he tries to deviate, General Museveni can fight him using the same things. General Museveni has always done this. When he knows someone has done something wrong, he may use it to advance his agenda. When that person tries to deviate, he uses those wrong things to try him in the courts to an extent of taking him to regional prison. So we shall see the Speaker of Parliament behaving this way until maybe God comes to our rescue. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on the YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.